Ted, when when these students are going out for their interviews, what can they do to make sure that they're getting hired in sports or news or whatever part of industry of entertainment they're interested in?
That's a great question. I think that's key to people actually launching their career. I mean, we can sit and talk to them all day about the opportunities that exist within entertainment, um, what their passion job looks like, what they do, but then they actually have the interview and they blow their interviews. Um, it's not that any in particular person is looking for you to interview a certain way, but they just want you to be kind. They want you to be grateful. They want you to be thankful. I've interviewed over 10,000 people. And so the biggest mistake that people make, I think, when they're interviewing is they interview for their future and not for the job they're being hired for. So I think it's very important that when you're sitting in the presence of someone that has the ability to hire you and they're telling you what the job looks like and what the job entails, don't talk to them in detail about your 10-year plan. No one's hiring you to be president today. You may be president in 5, 7 years, but today I just need you to answer the phone. I need you to make copies. And so people have a tendency to think that someone's looking to discover them. And it's just such a myth. And the good interviewers will encourage you on that path. For example, if you're interviewing in marketing as an assistant in marketing, but your real passion is to be a writer, and then the interviewer talks to you and says, so what's your passion? What do you really want to do? Well, I really love to write. Really? Well, what have you written? Well, I've written 2 scripts. Well, tell me about them. Now, they're not asking you that question because they're going to help you, get those scripts on air. They're asking you those questions so they can eliminate you from the position. And if your goals don't align with the job that you're being interviewed for, they're not going to hire you. And then they turn around, they'll call me and say, Ted, lovely person, but they really want to write. And I don't think this is the job for them. But the reality is, when they get the job in marketing, the development department is right across the hall, and they're going to build relationships, and that will guide them to the path that they want to be on. So I think sometimes this current generation that's entering the workplace is so centered focused. It's all about them. What I want to do, what my goal is, I'm going to do me. I'm going to be myself, authentic self. I'm going to do me. And people are like, I'm hiring you to do me. I'm hiring you to do what I need you to do. And so I think that's a mistake that a lot of people make when they're interviewing. They interview for the future, not for their job.
Do you think there's a way to make sure that people can convey their interest in the job that they're going out for? As you know, I understand what you're saying in terms of not talking about your 10-year goal or what you want your career to look like, but I presume employers want to know that you're excited about the job at hand, and what's a way to convey that?
Most employers are going to tell you about the job, and usually you're interviewing it because you're the one who submitted the resume. So why are you applying for positions that you're not interested in?
Mm-hmm.
So obviously you're
Mm.
interested to a degree. It's not a sin to talk about your future aspirations 5 or 10 years out. You just don't spend a lot of time there. And it's in the someday world. Someday I would love to. Someday I really would like to. But you got to keep in mind that hiring is a very selfish thing. Employers are hiring for their need and their need only. It's all about them. And so whatever that job entails that they're hiring for, you have to have a conversation about that job. But at the same time, you can't be so gullible that even if it is your life job in writing and you're going to be a writer's assistant, you got to pull back a little bit, show some gratitude, but not so much that this person's going to be a stalker. So you listen to what people are saying, and if you listen to interviews, they will tell you what they want to hear. And I think that most people, when they're interviewing, feel that they have to sell them. And if you're in the presence of that person, they're already convinced that you could do the job. If they didn't think you could do the job, they wouldn't be interviewing you. So let's just have a conversation about what our expectations are, and about your goals and see if they align together. And then after that, it's all personality and who really fits.